is Robert Lancaster. Going to be building a maple toy box for my great-granddaughter in Phoenix, Arizona. So I wanted to show you a little bit about the process. Here you'll see the plans that I drew up that we're making the box from. I've already started some of the boring things. Ran a maple board through the surface planer here, and then that same board was cut up into 3-inch wide strips of wood that we'll be using. And over here on the radial arm saw, I've set up a stop against the fence, and then I've cut the boards to length. So the next step is to use the dovetail machine here and cut these dovetails, and so that'll be our next thing to do. So next is our dovetail operation. I'll show you a little bit of that. Very noisy. And that is sort of etc., etc., etc. So here I'll show you what was being cut here. And I won't bore you with the rest of this. I wanted to explain to the woodworkers in the crowd about tear out on the Lee dovetail jig. You can see that I have used a piece of plywood here in front of my workpiece, which helps with tear out on the front. And then the top piece up here, it comes up against the back side here and helps tear out there. And so that's what I do to try to help with that problem. Seems to work out pretty well this way. A couple of the finer points of dovetailing. One, this was a scrap piece just to try the fixture, get it set up right. And here's the actual piece here in the fixture. You'll see the dovetails were cut. It looks like it's a little splintered out here in the front. Well, this is just a protective piece. The actual piece that I want is back here, and the tear out occurs on the scrap piece out in front. So there you have it. Okay, the first dovetail has been cut. We'll see how it fits. You have the dovetails and the pins right here, and so then they just need to go together, and we'll see how it all lined up and how it will work. It doesn't look like it might go together, but oh, yep, here it goes. And so it should fit just like this. We'll see how the jig did. And oh, there you have it. Now the joint is working good, nice and strong, and we'll continue on with the other corners. Okay, well, we're done with this old dovetail fixture. I ended up using 2 routers. One has the dovetail cutter, and the other router has a straight cutter. But here's the result of all that noise and dust and all. There's the 4 corners of the Toybox. And so this would be like a back corner, and there'll be one up in the front, and two on the other end, and so we'll see how it goes together here in another couple of videos. So, making progress. See you later. Oh, there. Now we're doing a little layout work. The dovetailing is done, and I've laid this out per the plans here. So that will be the size of the toy box. So now what we need is some horizontal pieces to go in between here. So we'll cut those next over on the radial arm saw. So here we have a stop set up on the saw. We need 4 pieces. Here are the 4 pieces we cut. There would be 2 needed at the bottom, front and back, and 2 needed at the top, like this. So, making progress. Next, I wanted to show you the mortise and tenon operation. Very noisy. There you have it. The mortise has been cut. We need to do this 16 more times. On my version, I've used a Bosch router, 1/2-inch collet, and you can see I have some lineal ball bearings for the vertical adjustment, along with some stop collars here when I get it in the proper alignment vertically. And then the horizontal motion, both in and out, is done with some Thompson rods. Hope you can see those, and some Thompson ball bearings. And then to move it, I used a screw thread here, unit that I had, and so you can imagine how that works both in and out, and then back and forth here also. To provide a stop mechanism, I have a couple of units here that I can clamp on the shaft, and I can control how far it goes back and forth. Usually for the in-out motion, I usually put some sort of a stop here to control that. So it works very nice, very smooth, and the mortise joints, as shown here, really come out very well. I hope you can see these. And so needed some machining, of course, to make this, but if you have access to a little bit of that equipment, this one just works great. Thank you. See you later. So we cut the mortise joints with that special machine, and now we're going to cut the tenon here to make that part. And so that's done here on the table saw, and I'll show you the setup here. There's a wide dado blade here, and then the units go against the stop. And there you have it. So after that is done, then the units are really just about ready to put together. So here we are here. It's actually the left side. Here's the front. And the right side ready to go together. And then here's the back. So progressing along nicely. Okay, now it's time to make a slot for the plywood panels. So that's what we're going to do next. Show you what we just did. You can see that little groove right here for the plywood fronts and sides to go in. So we'll just continue on. Need to do that 4 times here. Okay, one thing I forgot to explain was that I decided I wanted a curve on the front horizontal piece, and that the bottom one I wanted that curve, so I needed to mark that. So I came up with this compass that's about 6 feet long, and so I experimented a little bit and finally came up with a radius that I liked, and so then I used this compass here to mark this radius, and then I bandsawed the piece out. So wanted to explain that a little bit. Also wanted to show you where we're at on the rest of our pieces. The back corner here is ready to be glued together. The other front corner, what I call the right rear, and the right front. And then here's that curved piece that's going to go in between here, and then one on the bottom here. So next thing will be to sand the inside of these and glue these 4 corners together. Okay, the next step is to sand all the corners down with like 80 grit, 100 grit, 150 grit, 200 grit paper, and then put glue on the joint and get a nice tight glue job here, and with several clamps, and so that'll be just repeated times 4, and then we'll be closer to putting it together. So have to sand down the side pieces all too before we put it together. Take care. Well, just wanted to bring you up to date on the toy box. Beginning to take shape. There's the inside of it, and this would be the right front corner here. It's getting kind of fancy. Gonna need to do some carving here in the middle, and I guess this is the left end down here. So working away. Good progress today. Looks like we're gonna have some butterflies on the front. See you later. Bye. Okay, well, we're out of the wood shop temporarily because we need to do some artwork for the front and the lid of the toy box. So I bought some carbon paper, and I went up to Kinko's and was trying to decide on some butterflies. Finally figured out that we were going to do mini here, and there's a bigger picture over here. That's what we're going to use on the underneath side of the lid. Did you get the picture of her? And then this is Nemo that's going to be on the front of the toy box, and there's Nemo all blowed up. So what we need to do then is draw with the carbon paper underneath. I just have to draw carefully around each item here, or like this, and then there's some fins here like that. And then look underneath. Yep, there's the fin. So we just have to continue on around the eyeballs and the mouth and everything here till we get it all traced onto the wood. Then the next thing, we'll take a router and we'll carve it down into the wood. So anyway, guess that's the next step. So bye, and I'll see ya. Well, the toy box is progressing. There's Nemo. Hasn't been painted yet though, but things all put together. Doing a little sanding, slight little repair work here, but the bottom's in, and then here's the top over here, and these boards have been planed, maple boards, and they're gluing them together, and then we'll have to get them to size and continue making the top. So progressing along. There's a bottom view of this thing, and I guess that's all we got to show for today. Bye. Hi, it's me again. Getting ready to do a cut on the top. So I've set up this cutter and this edge guide, and we're going to put a little groove along the edge here. So we'll try to put a groove along the edge, Hope this goes well. It's all on video. And here we go, boys and girls. All right, so that did pretty good. You can see the groove along the edge here. We'll just continue on till this is all done. So we're going to use a vernier caliper. It's time to be precise. So we need to measure exactly what the thickness is here, and getting about 510 thousandths on this end. And now it's time to move down here, and yeah, we're reading about 500 and hope you can see that, about 510 thousandths there. So the groove is very constant depth, and now we'll continue on, cut the other side and the other end. Show you this straight cutter in the router with the edge guide working very well. Okay, so here was the setup with the router and the edge guide. There's the cutter, and that was used to make this cut along the each end of the top. And so you can see how that's been done. And so then next, they call this a breadboard end, and next we'll be cutting the actual ends here that will go in over there. So this is just a sample, and so we'll be doing that next. So making progress. So we'll just continue on. Bye. Okay, well, these breadboard ends, you can see, have been machined and just temporarily put on, but now they need to be doweled. And so we had a little bit of glue and some dowels. So that'll happen over here on the drill press. The normal fence I've removed and set up this temporary fence, and then I have a table here to support the top. So now we'll drill some holes for those dowels that'll hold these ends on the top. So here we are. Time to drill some holes for some dowels. Okay, here we are with the ends on the top. The first hole, we'll put a dowel in this hole through both pieces, and a little glue right here. The other pieces, the top needs to be able to expand with humidity changes. So you can see I've started to elongate this hole to allow for that. So the dowel will be glued into the end piece, and we allowed to float back and forth, and no glue would be put on these surfaces at all, except up here at the beginning. So, That's the deal. There's the router. See you later. So now we'll put the dowels in, but just put a little bit of glue around the top edge, like so. Also, underneath where the dowel comes through, that way the dowel will only glue to the end and not to the top. So we'll clean that up, and that's ready to be sanded. Working on some feet here, and I think I think those are going to look pretty good. Gotta get those attached, and then thinking about Minnie Mouse here. That's the color one, and this is underneath side of the top. So have to get this thing to carving. And hinges are mounted. Doing pretty good on that. So come along. Bye. All right, here we are with Minnie Mouse, and I've laid the pattern over here, traced it all out. Now we're using the router to make a small groove around where we want to paint. So that just about completes her now, except for sealing and painting. Wow, getting kind of exciting. Construction is all done, and now we're in the other part of the shop in the finishing area. And so now we're putting clear varnish on the background for Minnie Mouse, and then we'll put some black on, sand that off, and start other painting colors. So let me show you a little closer here what's going on with her, and just a little clear varnish around her, so that then we can put a little black around these grooves and it won't soak into the wood. So she's getting closer to being ready to go. The rest of the toy box is sitting here ready for finishing and painting too. Stay tuned. Okay, now it's time to paint Minnie here underneath the lid of the toy box. And well, this is what we're trying to come up with. I don't have the pink or the face color. All I got is black and white. Need to go to Hobby Lobby, but for now this is what we got. Started in here a little bit. Got some the black going, and So it's just a matter of figuring out where you want to put a little black paint, and like this line going up here, and lay the brush in there and try not to be too nervous. Now, on we go. So if you get a little paint on the surface, since this has been varnished, then you can take your finger and it'll wipe off, no problem. So stay tuned. We'll let you know when we get it closer to being done. Take another video. See you later. Okay, well, it's time for an update on the Minnie Mouse. So there's the picture, and here she is on the lid. Picture, lid, looking pretty good. Now time to varnish the rest of the box and get Nemo painted, and off we go. See you later. Alright, well, starting the painting and process of varnishing. Nemo's got black and white and ready for orange. The inside of the box has got 3 coats of varnish, and it's looking pretty good there. Nothing on the outside really. Have to wait till Nemo gets painted. And then over here on the lid, we've been varnishing that now that Minnie is done, and I've got a couple coats of varnish on this, and we'll finish the varnishing up on the top after we put it on the box. So almost done. Alright, I guess this is what we call the end of the toy box. You can see it here behind me. Been a fun project here in the winter of 2015, and it's ready to pack and ship. So let me show you a close-up of the end product. Well, can't see the back too well, but it's not really too exciting. Here's the end, and uh-oh, got a little surprise here in the front. Got old Nemo on here. He's looking pretty good, and ended up putting some feet on it and dovetailed the corners, and I guess that's about it. I hope lots of toys fit inside. We might open it up, and you can see the lid doesn't bang down or anything. And let's see. Whoa! What do we have here? Looks like Minnie Mouse is looking over the toys, and so yes, that's the end. So I'll see you all later. Bye.